Dylan Harper or Cooper Flagg for the number 1 pick, because I think Dylan Harper, people don't realize, man,
he's awesome.
He's averaging 23 a game, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and his shooting splits. I actually should have brought him up. I don't have him in front of me, but he's shooting really, really well, really efficiently.
59.5 from 2, 36.4 from 3, 75 from the line.
On not the easiest shots either. Like his efficiency on taking tough shots has been really, really impressive. I'm starting to get some Cade Cunningham vibes. I feel like he's a little bit better as the jumbo point guard, I guess is the phrase that you would use. I think that he could probably play lead guard a little bit in the NBA. I've heard other people compare him
he'll have to play lead guard in the NBA.
Yeah, I've heard other people compare him to James Harden, which like has certain connotations, but in terms of like the ability that he has, I think that I can see that as well. These strong-bodied lefties that can get to whatever shot they want to get to. What has to happen? Where do you stand on Dylan Harper versus Cooper Flagg for the number 1 overall pick?
Cooper Flagg, because of the measurables on his ability to cover ground, is just different. To me, like it's not really even.
So it's not even a conversation for you.
It is a conversation to be had depending on what team's drafting number 1 overall. Okay. I think I think Dylan Harper is an all-star. Don't get me wrong, but Cooper Flagg, just because he covers so much ground, there's not many people like Cooper. You're more apt to find big jumbo guards like Dylan than you are somebody like Cooper Flagg. They're both super rare. I'm not going to call them both unicorns, but they're both super rare in the things that they can do. But Cooper just, what do you envision when you're trying to project ahead? Somebody who can get to spots quickly, somebody who can get downhill in straight lines and can cover a lot of ground and make it look effortless. Like Cooper does all of that. Plus defensively, he's a plus. So I think, if I'm picking, it's Cooper. It is what it is. If AJ DeBonsa was in this draft class, it would be a different conversation. Those guys are a lot closer, but Dylan's going to be an all-star caliber player for a long time. And the crazy thing about him is, what he does sometimes outside of that big shot on national stage on Fox, where he hits it at the end, like he hits tough shots, but they're kind of in the flow, kind of in the rhythm, and nothing ever looks really all that difficult. He makes the difficult look really easy.
Yes.
And that's kind of like where his intrigue is. I think he's super talented. He's a top 5 pick. If it's between him and Cooper, it's Cooper.
Fanta?
It's close. Not ready to commit to that it's a foregone conclusion. I would lean Cooper, but whereas it was 90-10 for Cooper before the season started, I think it's now 65-35. I really think it's tightening, and there's time. Dylan Harper is as good of a shot maker off the dribble in college basketball right now as there is, and he's doing it on a team that does not have a lot of talent outside of Ace Bailey around him. That Rutgers team does not have much talent beyond those 2 freshmen because they paid for those 2 freshmen and didn't have much left in the bank elsewhere. Cooper Flagg's on an all-star team. Duke is a stud team of stars, some of which have played up to the standard, others of which have not. You have to consider Dylan Harper for the number 1 pick if he continues this scoring and shot-making pace in the rugged Big Ten.
Yeah, I still think it's Cooper Flagg, but it's I would think it's a lot closer than people think in terms of where they're in terms of what it'll be. I can't get past look, Dylan Harper's kind of young for his age, right? He's born in March of 2026, 2006. So he will turn 19 during the NCAA tournament, but actually more likely during the Big Ten tournament. He turns 19 in March. Cooper Flagg is not even 18 years old yet. He will turn 18 years old 4 days from today, December 21st. He is. It's the age thing, man. Like the 17 to 21 is when you do the most development as a basketball player, and I think that he is just scratching the surface of what he can be. So I think it's Cooper Flagg, but Dylan Harper is awesome. More than anything,
I would say 17 to 23, 24.
Yeah, it's that age gap when you make the biggest development and the biggest jump. But the fact that he's doing it 8 months younger than Dylan Harper, I think stands out. But that's not in any way shade on Dylan Harper, who, like, to me, I understand why people are enamored with Ace Bailey, and like VJ Epscombe's been fun and Liam McNeely's been awesome. And there's like a whole bunch of really good freshmen here, but like I think it's those two. And then you kind of have to figure it out from there. It's so easy to look at what Dylan Harper does and project that to the NBA and see all these guys that are super productive that you build teams around at that level and to see what he can do. So